The Bulls have 3 seconds to try a shot and try to win the game.
This is the Notebook Wagering Show on the Wylde Style Network. Here are your hosts, Q, Smitty, Matt, and J Cam.
Hey, we're back. Notebook Wager. We're going to try this part 2 here. Let's go. Let's get after it. Matty, let's check your end here. We got some storms up in Pittsburgh. Joe DiNardo just said, R.I.P. Joe DiNardo. How you doing, Matt?
Good, buddy. Tradition unlike any others. Notebook wagering.
Notebook wagering. And like I said on the first take, man, Scotty Scheffler joining me tonight. I'm pumped.
Yep.
We're going to get into it. I want to hear your thoughts on first round. I think they're still, must be putting the spotlights out there. I think they're still playing here. So, hey, everybody, if you're joining us, get in that chat. Let's talk some sports. Let's talk some gambling. We got a top 3 tonight. So if you're joining the chat, here's the top 3. I'm going to just say it right now. TV crushes growing up. All right. I got some, I work with a bunch of females. So I got some female, and I of course I wrote them down, and I didn't bring them. I have all these note cards and all my notes, and I forgot it. But that's what I kind of do. But I do have some of their thoughts to get the female point of view out. I got a couple of them I loved. I was laughing, and I'll tell you real quick stories. We got our top 3. And one I know, Matt already off air said, I agree. My wife kind of disagreed how this one girl can be on my top 3. But guess what? I don't care. I'm in studio. I'm co-host of Notebook Wagering. I can do whatever I want. So that's what we're going to do. So top 3. So if you're in the chat, let's get some sports comments. Let's get some gambling. And if you can think of your top 3 TV crushes growing up at the end of the show, let's hear them. So, Matty, Masters today, my friend. A little rain early. Rain didn't really come in as bad as they thought. It was supposed to be delayed a lot worse than it was. And they got off to, I think, a quicker start. I think 10:30 was the first tee time. And I know you probably watched a lot more and followed it a lot more than I did today. But overall, first round, DeChambeau is -7. I think Scheffler -6. You know he's going to be right in the mix. And we do a big golf draft, all of us, Dr. Brent, J Cam, Matt, myself, bunch of guys. So we can go into that too. But overall, man, you're dressed for the course. Take over. What overall thoughts?
It was pretty good today. The weather early helped the guys go at the pins. Then the wind really picked up. It did die down again, and now it's back up, really swirling. But these guys are scoring well late, and Tiger's -1. So we know that he's going to move the needle tomorrow. A huge fan base going to be out there. Scotty looks so good again. If he could just putt. I heard an amazing stat today. Scotty's last round of over par came in August of 2023. So he's not shot above par in, God, what is that? 8 months. That's crazy golf. Like, that's kind of up there with Tiger's making the cut streak, because think about how hard that is to do, to never have a blow up round and just eke out even a par round. He's so good right now. He even parred one of the easy par 5s after putting one in that Rays Creek. So he's locked in. They better strap in, because he might run away with this if he drops another 66, 65 tomorrow. But course looks great. Weather's going to be windy tomorrow, but shouldn't be bad. And the weekend should be a great time there.
Yeah, Scheffler -6. Just trying to look at the bigger names. Max Homa is up there -3. Connors -2. Did you draft Connors in our draft?
I did. Yeah, I got him third round.
We're still having some audio here, so we apologize, everybody. Storm's going through Pittsburgh. So I got Zalatoris -2, Fleetwood -2 on my team. So pretty good start there. So that's not
If
bad.
you can hear me, Zalatoris played really well. He just had a couple.
Yeah, he had -4. I saw it -4, and then last time I checked, it was -2 and stuff. So here's Ken. Hey, Ken, thanks for joining us, man. Matt, I've known you my whole life. When did you win the Masters? maybe green's his color, Ken. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe that's his cocktail jacket or his dancing jacket. So no, it's going to
Looks
be
pretty sweet though, doesn't it?
Oh, you look fantastic, man. Like I said off air, you just your outfits have been top notch. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Keep it up. So no, it's an unbelievable tournament to view and to watch the whole weekend. I know was on my dad's to-do list today is probably that's what he did if he's listening now. So Dad, hopefully you enjoyed watching the Masters today and anything going on there. So I was disappointed on a couple. Xander came back well. Xander was off to a really, really bad start. And he shot an even, I think. Did he finish even?
I don't want to call Xander a loser. He's more like a poser. He doesn't have it. He has the game, but he doesn't have it. He's always there. Everybody always mentions him for the favorite. Oh, he's a top 5 play. Like everybody, I think he got the most bets this week, other than probably Scheffler. But everybody was so high on him. I'm not. Like,
I had him to win in top 5. So.
Yeah, I'm just not a huge Xander Schauffele fan anymore, and it's the same with Tony Finau. Those two can go pound sand if I'm in a fantasy draft.
I drafted Tony, so Tony's -1. -1. I mean, that's good in our draft.
He's just not going to win.
No, probably not. But I mean, hey, here. Yeah. So if you're listening, we do a big draft, and it's all the majors. So you have the 4 majors, and then it goes with the money, and we do a PA lottery ticket drawing. That's how we get the first order, and then you draft 4 guys, and then it goes from there. If you're the worst team, you get the first pick in the next major, and so on, and everything like that. So, yeah, I think Tiger looks great, man. Tiger, man, he's in the gym. The bad thing about Tiger is how long can his leg hold up?
Yeah,
that's the tough thing with Tiger. And you listen to people real quick. You listen to people and they say he looks great. He's hitting the ball well, and he surely did today. It's just him bending over and putting the tee in the ground, and like that's a struggle.
The leaderboard looks great. Like the bottom of the leaderboard, there's not very many big names. It's who you expect down there. The only name that's down there that's surprising is Hideki Matsuyama, shot a +4.
I had him top 10. Top 10.
Yeah.
People were all over him. People were all over him winning this. I was on him last weekend too. Yeah, very disappointing round by him.
He didn't close out too well, finishing bogey. So that stung.
Yeah. So what did I didn't see, Matt, and I have the leaderboard. I'm doing a couple things here, looking at some scores here to bring up. What did Phil do today?
+1. But he actually played well. He was a couple under for a while. At least, he's +1.
Okay.
He finished with 2 bogeys down the stretch, just not good. Like he was 1 under for 15 holes, and then he tanked coming in.
Yeah, Matt's Ricky Fowler, bad showing today.
Yeah. Ricky, JT, and Spieth all got married, and their game all went to shit.
Dustin Johnson +1. Oh, I got Justin Rose on my team. He got up to +1. He was +2 most of the day. Rahm +1.
Yeah, Rahm struggled down the stretch too. Those last 2 holes must be playing really tough with the wind. He bogeyed the last 2.
Yeah. I think I watched him on 18. He had a shot. It wasn't a bad shot on the green, but I think he had to punch out or something, I think they said. So, all right, everybody. Hey, live bets today. Let's get into live bets. I wanted to get in the Masters there. So, the bets are tough today with some of the night action here. I played some really small bets on some hockey tonight just to talk some bets on the show personally. I did give a one out today on Sharp Angle Syndicate. I said to play the team run over with Kansas City. It was 3.5 for the game. They got 9 in the first. So that was a good read. Couple people I follow liked it. I had it down early this morning. I liked it too. I thought that the over-under was like 9.5. So I was like, oh man, that's a low total. I thought Houston was going to win the game, but Kansas City's playing well. And we'll get Major League Baseball here in a little bit, but that was an early one. So I'm on tonight, Matt. Flyers. I'm on Rangers -1.5. Flyers were up 1-0, which is not good. But if the Flyers have lost 8 in a row, and 6 out of the 8 they've lost by more than a goal. So I took Rangers -1.5 goals plus 115. And then
1-1.
It's 1-1. Okay, so that can still go crazy here. It's early. Flyers are falling apart. Then I did Buffalo at home against the Caps. And I matched that up with the Penguins at home against Detroit. That's a money line parlay plus 184. So I'm on Buffalo and the Penguins in hockey tonight. So
I have 2. I did NBA tonight, of all things.
I like it. If it's a late game, I'll jump on. Hey, I had that 3-teamer came through last night. I know you favored it on X. I did that 3-teamer. Man, these NBA lines are crazy, aren't they right now? Oh my God.
Yeah, huge. There's some huge spreads. So I went with 2 close games. I went with the Knicks plus money. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I went with the Knicks plus 3 at plus 128 to beat Boston tonight. I think Boston has to clinch, maybe, or clinch last night. I'm not sure. But I like the Knicks plus 3. And then I have the Kings late night, money line over the Pelicans. Those are my only 2. So there's a late game for you.
Okay, I like that. I like a late game in that. Yeah, you've been doing a great job. You've been giving out like your best bet of the day, and it's doing really well.
Yeah, except for today. Did you see it today?
I did not see it today. What'd you do?
Marcus Simeon to have over 0.5 RBIs. The world champion Texas Rangers lost 3 of 4 to the Oakland A's at home and got 1 hit today. Unbelievable. That is unacceptable as a Major League Baseball team should go right now. When you actually lose 3 of 4 at home to the A's, who are now basically like 1/10 of the way to their win total because of the freaking Rangers.
Yeah, let me give out this stat. I wrote this down. Greg Peterson's been on the show a couple times throughout the years. Great handicapper, great major league guy, college basketball. He's on VSiN. Oakland A's are 8-2 on the run line this year. Out of those 10 games, they're 4-1 straight up in those games.
I had that actually note down, but I didn't actually have the exact stat.
Yeah. Playing well. So we'll get Major League Baseball here in a couple of minutes here. So we're going to go, Ken, I just want Michigan tonight in the Frozen Four. Who are they playing tonight, Ken? Ken's.
I'll look that up quick too.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. I've done some of those games. That'd be a good fun bet tonight. So Ken, put that in if you're still with us on the chat, man. Who are they playing? So let's go Final Four. We had the girls and we had the guys Final Four over the weekend. And I'm going to be very honest. The guys tournament, Boston College. Okay. That's who Michigan's playing tonight in the Frozen Four. It was not a great tournament. And my oldest daughter won the family and friend bracket. So good job, my oldest daughter. She's a winner again. She's won like 3 out of the last 4 years, I think, in that. Maybe she should be on the show and I should just stay home. But she is a person. Well, both my daughters could probably take my spot and just do this show. But the tournament wasn't good for me. It was tough gambling. I did not do well. And I was going into the tournament really well. And you got to be honest in this. If you're going to throw bets out and put it on social media, I was doing great. And it didn't go well. It didn't go well championship game. I took a chance with Purdue. I went against UConn multiple times. And I said this on one of the shows. My brother-in-law, when I was down in Florida, made fun of me. He's like, you call them a machine, but you go against them every game. I'm like, what are these games? They're not going to cover. Well, guess what? They've covered. I got a little stat here. In 2 years, they're 12-0. They have 12 double-digit wins. They have 12 covers. That game was a good game early, and then it was bad. And UConn again is just a team that shares the ball. They have multiple guys that can get you. Spencer can shoot the lights out. The big guy, did a good job. I mean, hey, Edey had his game, and the game plan, Matt, was, and I think it was a brilliant game plan by Hurley, was let him get all the points he wants to get. We're going to shut everybody else down. And guess what? Nobody else for Purdue did anything. Smith, I think, was in double digits, but he didn't shoot the ball very well. I mean, I think the kid's a good point guard. I like watching him run a point. I used to be a point guard in high school and stuff and try to control the game. I think he does a nice job, but nobody else on that team could do anything. So let's hear it. What's your overall thoughts on the game Monday night?
I did good from the Elite Eight on, betting-wise. The one that killed me was getting to the Sweet 16 that Sunday when all the favorites just ruined me. But yeah, UConn was perfect. Klingon, even though it doesn't look good in the stats, I mean, he was 5 of 8, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 1 block. And they did let Edey get his. However, Klingon basically banged him all game, and Edey had to play hard. He was so gassed.
Great point.
So it was like, okay, no problem. Go get yours. And you said it. We'll make these other guys beat us. And they stood no chance. So like Klingon, what was the difference there? I actually thought Spencer had a shot at getting the player of the tournament, and Castle too. But Castle, man, he's a chucker. But he pulled it off. Newton probably did deserve it with his best stat line at the end, 25 and 7. But yeah, Smith was the second leading scorer for Purdue with 12 points. Lance Jones had 5, and this stat blew my mind. I think Purdue led the country in threes attempted this year per game. They had 6 3-point attempts. Yep. That's how good the UConn defense was on Monday. And I actually rode UConn, I believe, for the last 4 games.
Smart man.
Covering the big spreads. Yeah, it was. I was like you. I'm like, they're gonna blow a game, and then I kind of went back and I was like, this is the Mahomes effect. Stop betting against them and just go with it, even though if you don't like it.
I like how you brought.
Yeah.
I like, because you've said that for, in the NFL season when we finished up in the playoffs, Super Bowl, you have brought and even out of that when we've talked about NFL and betting, you keep saying that. And so great job there. That was great. And I wish I would have listened. I mean, my brother-in-law told me down in Florida, he goes, dude, you're an idiot. I'm like, yeah, I've been called a lot worse in life. And it's just you're stubborn. I get stubborn in situations at times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I like Purdue. I thought Purdue was going to hang. That team's a machine. So here's a couple. Tim Murray, that's been on the show too. I'm going to plug our show. We've had some unbelievable guests on the show over the years. Tim Murray, that's on VSiN. Check him out, man. Their last loss in the tournament was to New Mexico State. Man, I wish I would have wrote down the year. A couple years ago. They lost 70 to 60. Yeah, 70 to 63. They were 6.5-point favorites. Brian Ralph, that was just on the show, just going into the tournament. We had him on. Some great footage of him being down there in the championship game. So and Matt brought this up. 3 losses that UConn had this year. Kansas beat them. They shot 64% from 3-point land. So just keep in mind what Matt just said. He stole my thunder because I was going to say Purdue couldn't shoot the 3, couldn't make the 3. Seton Hall beat them. Well, the center was out. He played very little for UConn. Played like 8 minutes, 9 minutes, and he had to get out because he was injured. The Blue Jays out in Creighton, they beat them. They made 14 threes in a game. So take 2 out of those 3. What did those teams do? They made 3-pointers. Purdue didn't make anything, didn't do anything like that. So, I mean, there's your answer. And can I just throw a little, because I'm a Big East guy. Who won the NIT this year, Matt?
Seton Hall. Should have been the Sycamores. But
who won the national?
Seton Hall did deserve it.
Who won the national championship?
It would be UConn from the Big East.
So, okay, 2 Big East teams. All right. Hey, committee, you really messed up. It was great watching Virginia in that game. It was fantastic.
Virginia.
It was fantastic watching a team that can't score get in.
Hey, I will give Virginia a shout out. Thank you for starting out my betting on the right foot, because that was a pure bet against.
I think I lost. I took a live bet real big and they couldn't cover. So I got off to a crap start and I finished with a crap start, dude. So, hey, you got to be honest. I'm being honest. It wasn't good. So, all right, Maddie. Hey, that was a fun tournament. UConn deserves it. And one thing before we move, I want to talk girls Final Four national championship, and then we'll move on. The other big news was Kentucky. I mean, I was shocked. So I'll tell you. So I woke up the one morning at like around 6, a little bit before 6 a.m. And our good friend, Matt Grissom, big Arkansas fan, he put out, he's like, I don't like the hire. And I was like, who did Arkansas hire overnight when I went to bed? And Ken, I'm going to come back to that too. That your last comment. I want to bring Matt up on that too. I'm like, who did they hire? And then I saw who it was. I was like, Calipari. I'm like, what just happened here overnight? Were you shocked on that?
No. That tournament exit, basically, I think they forced him out. So I think he got out while the getting was as good as it's going to get. And heck, why not go to one of the rivals and see if he can stick it to Kentucky now? He has a huge rebuilding process. He has one guy on the team, one scholarship player, I believe, on the team, or 0 is actually a potential as well. So he's got to hit the transfer portal and hit it hard and fast and somehow get recruits in there. So I've never been a Calipari guy either. I don't think it moves the needle anymore. And I think the better question, though, is who's going to Kentucky? And I messaged some people today. I was like, man, I'd call Jay Wright immediately from the former Villanova coach.
Yeah.
But I don't think he wants to come back. And
No, I don't think he does either.
I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what Kentucky's going to do. Somebody did have a good point. Mark Pope, the former player, is a coach somewhere. So his name's starting to creep in. Is that what he is?
Yeah, BYU. Okay. So Kentucky kind of went after, there was rumors right away they're going to throw everything at Hurley. Hurley's not leaving UConn. I mean, he's just not. I'd be shocked because I think
he
UConn.
Shouldn't.
No, and I think UConn can. How much money is money? You don't think he's making enough money, or they're going to add on to his contract? Money's money.
Right.
Why are you going to leave a good thing? And I think, he's from up there. The Hurleys grew up in Jersey, St. Anthony. His dad was a, Hall of Fame high school coach there. They're from that area. I don't think that's going to happen at all. And then, you heard Drew out of Baylor, and that got declined today. He said he's going to stay. That was one that a lot of people thought that was the right, that was a good move. That was a good coach. And that guy's a good coach. But he turned it down. So now you're kind of getting to the point of, wow, we're Kentucky, and this should have been like, hey, we're going to snap our fingers, and someone's going to come running, and we're going to say, yep, you got it. And we're going to, not happening. And listen, Pope was a good player there. Pretty good coach. Is that a slam dunk hire? Is that the name that I think Kentucky people thought they were going to get? I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know if they have a correct hire anymore.
I saw Sean Miller's name floating around today.
Ugh. What has he ever won?
Not much.
Exactly. He had some amazing Arizona squads. Choked.
Sweats through shirts a lot. He sweats. He's a sweater.
Yeah.
So,
Sean Miller, go back to practice.
Well, and the problem with Sean is, I think that's always going to link Sean is the FBI stuff and that. Will Wade's a name that was linked with that FBI stuff also. And he's a good coach. He got his team in the tournament this year too, going down to, where is he at? Moorhead Morehead State, I believe.
Yeah, in the tournament this year.
Yeah, that was his first year there. Great program there. So,
I mean,
yeah,
if I'm Kentucky and I want to make a splash play, I'm going probably. I'd probably reach out to the Iowa State coach, and this might be a stretch too, but I'd probably try to go get Shaka Smart from Marquette. I don't know are you gonna do well at Marquette, or are you gonna do amazing things at Kentucky? I mean, Shaka had the Texas gig, but that failed, and that's Texas. I don't know. That's who I would reach out to. It's guys who are pretty clean, and if they're younger, go get them.
Yeah, somebody wrote and they said, well, who are they going to get? Like Bruce Pearl's like 65 off the top of my head.
Right.
So, if I'm looking at a program, Rick Pitino's name's been brought up. He coached there before, did a good job at St. John's, came back to St. John's, was at Iona, came to St. John's this year. St. John's should have been in the NCAA tournament too. There's another Big East team I'm going to plug. So if you want to send me some Big East swag, anybody listening to this, anybody in the Big East commissioner or whatever, we're promoting Big East basketball here on Notebook Wagering. But
the only swag we're going to get is DePaul. We're going to get bottom barrel.
Or Georgetown, my team, which I'd love to have some Georgetown stuff. So, yeah, hey, DePaul, I think, had a pretty good hire, too. The guy didn't do a great job at Ohio State, but he's, I think, overall a pretty good coach. So we'll see. But I don't know. But here's the thing. Here's my point. Pitino's old. Yeah. Nothing against old coaches. But I'd rather have a slightly younger guy that can maybe build the program and keep going and stay there for a long time than having a guy. How long is Rick Pitino going to coach? 2 more years? And then you're right back into this again. Maybe 3 years? I don't know. That's just my thought. I'd rather go younger, that someone's going to be around for a little bit.
I'm actually shocked nobody's trying to pilfer somebody from Hurley's coaching staff from UConn and give that person the start. Because, I mean, look at how good Hurley's offense and game plans were written up for the past 2 tournaments. You have to think one of these assistant coaches is writing all this down, taking every note possible.
Yeah, and you think
to mimic what he's doing.
They'd be part of the success of doing that, and they'd be maybe the brains behind, because I mean, a lot of those, sometimes you'll see the coach does an interview or he walks away and another assistant coach is in there doing the huddle. So I don't think they'd land a Kentucky job or anything like that, but an upstart middle tier program, absolutely. You have to look at. I think that's a great point, Matt. That's a team that's won the national championship 2 years in a row. So
yeah, I'm gonna look up his coaching staff right now.
Yeah. So hey, James, thanks for being here, man. McDermott is going anywhere, but he'd be another guy. Yeah, good coach. Really like him. I don't think I don't know what I don't think Creighton could pay what Kentucky would pay. Guy's a good coach. I mean, he's a winner too. Some guy. I mean, I don't know. I think Matt, didn't you bring up Mark Few's name from Gonzaga?
I did. I that was on text message. I'm shocked that he hasn't gotten more pub. But again, I think that goes back to what you said. How much? I think
money I think it was J Cam. I think J Cam had a good point. J Cam that used to be on the show here still does a lot, talking with us, great information. And J Cam said he's had some off the court. He's had a couple DUIs, so some schools could be like, don't want to bring that in, and Gonzaga is still like they're going to support their guy and everything like that. So I think that was well said by Jason with that. So, all right, moving on here. Girls, I know we were opposite and we were going back and forth. So let's just get it out real quick. Iowa, UConn, an illegal screen?
No.
I think it was.
Well, you're right. It is. But they played 39 minutes, and there's a screen on every play. And not once was an illegal screen called the entire game until that point in time. It's like the Super Bowl where you and Q with the Eagles and the Chiefs, not one pass interference called all game until the spotlight comes down. You cannot make those calls in that point of the game and ruin the game.
All right.
You're absolutely right. By the book and by the letter of the law, that is an illegal screen, just like it was a pass interference. But that goes on every. It's like holding. It's there every play if you want to call it or not. And I think it's a shame that they called it. Now I'm not saying UConn would have won the game, but you just can't. You can't do that.
Well said. And that's your opinion.
Yeah.
And I agree. And I think that's 100%. I thought it was a foul. Because if you look at it, and I love some of the people on X that really slowed it down, a screen you have to be set, and you have to be standing there. She was never set. And she actually even threw her leg out even more to clip the girl to go around. Now, what you said, 100%, because I thought me and you were going back and forth because you were like, oh, they're getting all the calls. I slightly disagreed with that because Iowa drove a couple times in that game and got, I thought, hammered going to the rim, and nothing was called. So, hey, listen, it goes, you're going to have the same. Here's the only argument that a foul should be a foul in the first quarter to end of the game. Yep. But I 100% agree with everything you just said there too. Yeah. You got to call the game. It was not a great officiated game. And I listened to some show, Matt, and they said, if this is their top staff or top refs, man, they got some issues with the referees in the girls' game. So, all right, so moving on. I did not watch much of the national championship. I was doing a lot of stuff on Sunday. I did not watch it. Iowa got off to a fantastic start. He went in. Iowa flat out ran out of gas. South Carolina's bench 37. Iowa bench 0. Yeah, and listen, I took Iowa. I did the plus 6.5, 7, whatever it was, and I told old man in the garage. I said, I'm going to lose this bet. And he goes, why'd you bet it? I said, I didn't go crazy. I threw a little bit of fun money on it just to have action in the game. And I again didn't watch. I watched that whole entire Iowa UConn game Friday night. I didn't watch a second of the championship game. It got off to a good start, got run out of and I told him, I said, when they got off to a good start, I said, that's great. I was sitting with him in his garage and I said, you're going to see as this game goes on, South Carolina's going to take over and they'll probably beat them by double digits. And that's what happened. So did you watch any of the games, Matt, on Sunday?
I didn't. I don't know. I just can't get into women's hoops. I watched a video of Michigan State girls basketball play guys from campus, just average Joes from campus in practice, and watch them just get torched. I mean, they're getting absolutely smoked by me, you, and 3 guys from Wilmerding, Pennsylvania. I'm just like, I don't know. I can't get into it. I watched a little bit of the Iowa UConn game because I was just doing stuff around the house. I watched none of the national championship game, even though I bet a little bit of fun money on South Carolina laying the points. But I didn't have much interest in it, and I thought it would go exactly how it did. I think I said it on the show last week. It's just South Carolina is basically the women's version of UConn. They're big, they're talented, and they're super deep, and it's just hard to beat that over and over and over, especially, I mean, Iowa, like Ken said, Iowa spent so much energy the game before too, and South Carolina cruised against NC State. It was a no-brainer. They ran out of gas. Great run by Caitlin Clark. I'm gonna be intrigued to see what she does going forward if she expands more than the WNBA.
Yeah, so let's go into that. So I have that down. You got the WNBA right now. She's gonna get drafted by the Indiana Fever. Okay.
Yep.
So they already have, I think, 36, if off the top of my head, 36 games televised next year.
Yeah.
They had 1 last year. There's teams that are already that are trying to change arenas to get to a bigger arena because, so this is the point. This is where the WNBA, and it is tough, Matt. a lot of people, listen, that Friday, that UConn-Iowa game, there was missed layup after missed layup after missed layup in that game. Passes that were dropped, passes that they threw passes to people, and you're like, what are they throwing to? Now, I'm a father of two girls. They're in volleyball. My oldest is recovering from a knee surgery, and she's excited to get back on the court. I love watching my daughters play volleyball, and great athletes. There's some great girls that are great athletes. So we're not trying to say that they're not good athletes at all in this. But, man, it's just a different game than watching the guys. And, the people that said, like, Caitlin Clark should be in the NBA, I mean, come on now, stop. She's a game changer. She's changing women's sports. So let's be happy with that. Let's slow down on that. And let's get everything about it. They can't blow this opportunity, the WNBA. Because I don't know who watches the WNBA.
Yeah, Vegas Aces.
Yeah, there you thank
moved.
you. Not to be rude here.
The Vegas Aces already moved their game to the T-Mobile Arena for when they play Clark. So, and you're going to pack it. So, you know what? Here's your opportunity, girls. Make your money, get it in, maybe change your game up a little bit, and make it more exciting.
Yeah, because you got her, you got Reese from LSU, and you have one of the girls, I think, from South Carolina going in the draft.
Yeah, I think the big girl.
The big girl. She's like 6'7". So there you go. Yeah. And that's the thing that killed Iowa. That the size was just different, and they had that against NC State too. So hey, whoever's on the marketing team for the WNBA, this is your time to shine. Wake up, promote this, and make this bigger. And hey, good luck, and I hope the game grows because Clark's a talent. I mean, hey, listen, they outdrew, and I'm going to bring back to what Ken said, and I wanted to ask Matt this too. They outdrew the guys' game, and everyone's like, oh, they did 18. And what a remarkable run the viewership did. And that's all Caitlin Clark. Nobody else. I mean, that was Caitlin Clark. But the guys' game, 920. Matt, you got a problem with 920?
I don't. I have a problem with it being on a Monday. I don't care about the start time. I'm going to watch it, and so is everybody else. And I actually don't buy all the numbers of they had more viewership versus this versus that, because there's odd factors in that. Like if they actually have it, if they're showing the game in a bar, they take the maximum occupancy of the bar, and that goes to your viewer total. So you can skew so much stuff. I would say it's probably a coin toss on viewership, but the 920 doesn't bother me. But don't do it on a Monday. It's like the Super Bowl. Why do we play the Super Bowl on a Sunday? Play it on a Saturday. Do it. This is 2024. Get better at things.
Yeah, I don't like the 920. And did I stay up? I did. And I used to be the one, I got to watch one shining moment and all that, and let's see the highlights because I love college. I didn't. I went right to bed. And when that game started getting run, I'm like, I'm done. I think it should be earlier. I don't care where the game's at. You got people, younger kids that watch the game. They're not staying up until about midnight. They have school.
See, I have no beef with it. I get up and watch the British Open. When it starts
I know, but a lot of people don't, man. Matt, listen, here's the thing. Not many people are like us that, I don't want to say degenerates that we have bets in. You know what I said to old man in the garage? People that, if they're not UConn fans, Purdue fans, or diehard college basketball fans, then they're bettors. And they're going to watch their bets. Other than that, people are probably going to bed. Now, you might have people that tape the game, and they get up, and if they're going to their job, they have an hour, and they go real quick through the game and watch the game a little bit like that. You can. Just do it a little earlier. 8:30. 8:30 is not bad. 8:30 would have been fine.
And what stinks, though, is if you want that, though, don't put it in Phoenix where it's the West Coast time.
Yeah. So, all right, let's move on. We're going to do Major League Baseball. Then we're going to do our top 3 TV crushes of all time. Top 3. Mike, thanks for being here. Clark's going to be Jordan, LeBron, and Kobe combined in fame. She'll beat all 3. Yeah. The WNBA, she should, Mike. I mean, who else? I mean, you've had some great women players. But this girl, again, is like coming out. Unity, I know who that is. What's up, buddy? Thanks for being here. That's great, Unity. That made me laugh out loud. Now I lost my train of thought. Thanks, bud. Thanks, Sean.
MLB.
No, I was going to make one more point with Mike's comment there. They've had some great players, but now I want to see if they can market it, because this girl has changed the game completely. It's like Curry. She crosses half court and she's launching a three. I want to see her drive a little bit more and then pull up and do a little quick jumper a little bit more than she does. And here's the thing. Somebody said this, so I'm stealing this, but somebody said this on another show. How is she going to adapt to losing? She's going on the worst team. Because you saw some antics there late in her games of not happy with teammates and yelling at people and the refs, and her dad had to yell. That I want to see her get in, and if she's losing, they're losing multiple games in a row. How is she going to bounce back and keep this? So, I'm intrigued. I'll probably watch some games. Yeah, don't blow it. Ken just said, WNBA, don't blow it. This is your chance. I think this is your best chance, and this is it. Marketing team, you better wake up. They better have some meetings going on right now. All right, Major League Baseball. Maddie, I got some best over teams really quick, some unders, and then I'll let you go, and then we'll just chime in. Reds 9-3 overs. Braves 7-2-1. Dodgers 9-5-1. Cubs 8-4, and the Pirates 8-4. Unders 9-3-1. Yankees. Yeah, I had team runs last night with the Yankees. Great effort there by the Yankees. I think they scored 1 or something. Twins 7-3. Astros 8-4. Man, I'm going to stop there. Matt, that's a team. Man, that Astros team's off to a really bad start. What's going on there?
Can't happen to a better franchise.
I know. Hit the trash can. Hit it a little bit.
They've actually pitched okay. I mean, Blanco almost went back-to-back no-nos. He gave up 1 hit in 6 2/3 game 2, and then they yanked him, which was smart. They're just not hitting the only guy on that team that's actually hitting the ball is Yordan Alvarez, and he's smashing it right now. I guess I'm looking right now. Altuve is hitting 370, but Tucker, no good. Bregman, no good. Jeremy Payne, I don't know. Maybe they're just a little bad luck right now.
Yeah, maybe. White Sox. Yeah, White Sox are bad. Kansas City.
That's. You know what? I think we found the worst team. And shout out to the A's and Rockies. I think you guys might go to number 28, 29.
I was going to say Rockies have to be there. Okay.
But the White Sox with these injuries, I think they're at the bottom now. I mean, they traded away their best pitcher, and they lost Eloy Jimenez, Moncada, and somebody else. I'm like, holy cow, these guys they're going to be the Cleveland Indians for Major League by the end of the year. They're going to be really, really bad.
Yeah, they are. Hey, Phillies are up 3-0. The one thing with Jones, the rookie, which he has 8 strikeouts again, good strikeout, but he has given up 2 home runs. He is giving up home runs. But I will say this. I'd rather see a rookie pitcher challenge guys and sometimes get taken deep than walking a bunch of guys. So keep doing your thing, young guy. Pirates have some good arms coming. So down. And hey, listen, I think the Phillies right now, I'll ask Matt this. I think they're going to win that division. I would jump on that team right now. And I know they're not off to the greatest start. I think that team's going to win that division. I would do a bet on a futures with the Phillies winning that division. That Braves pitching staff, with their top guy going out, I don't think it's going to be there, man. I'm not saying the Braves aren't going to be a bad team because they are loaded. But their pitching staff, Chris Sale, you're depending on Chris Sale that's been out for many games for over the last couple of years, and that Phillies team has a guy that pitched tonight threw a gem. You got those other 2 guys in that staff, Wheeler and Nola. I think that Philly team's going to win that division. I would do that bet if that's my advice to people, if you're listening. Anything you want to add on that, Matt?
Yeah, so I'm still bitter about the Phillies World Series run last year that came up short, losing to Arizona, because I think they were the best team in the NL, and I think they're actually the second best team in the NL again this year, behind the Dodgers, who are just stacked. It's going to be a super chore to beat that team, but I think the Phillies actually are capable if they get to the playoffs and they add a third starter. They need one more guy. They need one more horse to match that Dodgers lineup, because that lineup is just juiced. Now, the Dodgers pitching is okay, and
Okay.
they've
Yep.
mopped up. They've mopped up early here, and they've done really well. But I don't trust their bullpen. And you know what? Injuries are going to happen, and the Dodgers have been playoff chokers. I think if they do the East Coast West Coast playoff series, I think the Phillies can pull it off and hopefully get back to the World Series, maybe cash in this year. But I'm with you. I think the Phillies can win that division, and you can probably get a good number on it.
Yeah. I listen, I'm a diehard. When you grow up in Pittsburgh, you're a Pirate fan, you're a Philly fan. And you know who my team is. I don't like the Phillies. I don't like talking about the Phillies. I don't like bragging up the Phillies. But you're not going to be, you have to say where there's talent and where there's potential. Look at that lineup. Look at the arms. They can get the bullpen. I mean, you were talking last night about how their bullpen blows, because we were talking about Bednar with the Pirates the other day blowing games. And that team's loaded. That team's going to win the division. I'm going to say it right now.
They need to quit striking out so much. They have that. They've bought into this Major League Baseball mentality that it's home run or strikeout. And Schwarber, Harper, Castellanos, that's it. It's like they don't even care about contact anymore. It's strikeout or home run, and they got to get out of that. The Phillies have two glaring needs. One, they need a leadoff hitter, not Schwarber, even though Schwarber has a great on-base percentage and OPS. I get it. He walks a ton. He Ks a ton, though. Get me a guy who's going to get on the bases. Get on, steal some bases, force the pitcher to work a little more, bump Schwarber down to 2. I mean, if he walks, maybe they'll walk him with an open base at first if the guy steals second. And they need a third stud starter, even though this Ranger Suarez is really coming into form. But I know we've said it on so many shows. Just go get Trevor Bauer.
Yeah.
Put your foot in the water. See how it's going to go over with fans. Who knows? Go out, take a straw poll on fans. Would they want it? Is it a black mark on the organization because it's frowned upon? But I mean, he's right there for the taking. And then put him in slowly and see how it goes. But
here's
another.
Here's the thing, Matt. Listen, this guy's never been charged for anything yet.
Right. Yep.
And we're in the NFL. There's people. Lawrence Phillips, I think, ran over somebody who was back in the NFL.
Yeah. Rashee Rice is going to get a slap on the wrist.
So, I mean, come on now. I mean, that's Major League Baseball just blackballing that guy. That guy, Trevor Bauer, should be in. I mean, when you're not charged for anything and you can't get back in, I don't even want to hear it. I mean, we talk about it. Look at our country. And I'm not going to get political here because we don't get political. But you're talking about our country that we allow just ridiculous stuff happen all the time. But Trevor Bauer can't get on a major league team. And he has not been charged. If he's been charged with something, then yeah, shouldn't be in. But I mean, come on. All right, that's it. That's my little rant. That's my rant. Go
quick,
back.
Let's do a little quick in game for the bets we mentioned. The Knicks are up 19 on the Celtics. So that's a plus 22 margin right now. And then your two hockey plays, I believe we still had ties.
Sabres up 2-1 on mine, and Penguins up 3-2. That's my money line parlay tonight, and I have
the Flyers are up 2-1.
Yeah,
so
everybody
good. Just did score here in the past.
Rangers need John, just our producer. John, I'm going to bring him in a second. He's like, hey, yeah, the other big news before we do our top three, O.J. Simpson passed away yesterday, everybody. So, I bet there's some people that are happy and there's some people that probably are excited. So, whatever you can say. And John just joked because we were joking around. He goes, just kind of like everyone thinks he did it in OJ. And yeah, John, hey, it's the Bauer. Hey, I guess you can say he was never charged for something. Civil suit, yes. So, John, you got me on that. Good job. Hey, John, what's going on tonight, buddy? Are you pumped up for our top three tonight?
I'm definitely pumped up for the top three.
Okay, let's get after it. So we do this once in a while. This ends our show, and then we'll just recap at the very end. But we do a top three here and there, and we've done anything from sports. We try to do sports to TV to movies. So we came up with this week top three crushes that you had growing up on TV. So everybody in the chat, Ken just says he loves the top three. So, Ken, thank you so much. We appreciate that. We're going to try to bring the top three here and there throughout the summer here coming up. So, my job, I work with a lot of females. So, I wanted to bring the female point of view. So, and of course, like I said, I wrote some down and I have all these again. I have index cards and notes everywhere. Of course, I left that one at home. So I work with some that one lady's a little older than me. Then I have a couple young, the rest of them are younger than me. So I heard anywhere from my coworkers. This one I'm going to start out with. Matt will know this name. Ricky Schroeder. Silver Spoons.
Yep, Silver Spoons.
Okay, good job. You knew the show.
Yeah.
Matt, you're going to have to help me on this one. Home Improvement. Jonathan Taylor? Jonathan, not the running back.
Jonathan Tyler Thomas.
Good old JTT.
Taylor Thomas.
Okay, not Jonathan Taylor, the running back for the Colts. I'm so bad with names. So he was there. Go ahead. I'm coughing.
No, go ahead.
Whatever. Jonathan Taylor. I do that all the time. Dr. Brett laughs at me all the time. I always come up with some name like that. Somebody threw Matt Dillon. I'm like, was he on a TV show? Might have been a movie. I got a Zac Efron because I got some. One's 22, one's 26. So, they're babies like compared to my age and your age and everything like that. So, I thought that was good. Old Man in the Garage throughout. I asked him. Susan Day, Partridge Family.
Yeah, that's a little before us.
Yeah, I know the show. I know who she was. Farrah Fawcett.
Oh, yeah.
Farrah Fawcett. Victoria Principal, Dallas. Yep.
Yeah, before I really got into girl and that nonsense. So I know who it is, but yeah.
All right. So, John, how are you doing tonight, man? You get back on here with us.
I'm good. I'm
okay,
good. I'm doing well.
You got a top three?
I got my top three, and I got Jeff's top three as well.
Oh, good. Okay, so let's. Why don't you start off? Why don't you go with your number three?
So my number three was Pam Anderson, Baywatch.
Okay.
Slow-mo running through the water.
Oh, we got
one-piece swimsuit.
Oh yeah. Very nice.
Large melons bouncing in the water.
We got some. I'll just, if you throw them out, I'm going to do it. Ken. Okay, we'll go with Ken, and then we'll go buddy Sean here. He's in the chat here. So Ken, Becky from Full House, Aunt Becky. Yeah, I liked her. Yeah, she was good looking.
Yep.
Sean Topanga.
Yep.
Boy Meets World.
Yep,
okay.
Another good one.
That's a good one, too. All right, Jeff's. Let's go.
Jeff's was Wonder Woman. Linda.
Oh, Carter.
Yeah, Linda Carter.
Oh, great one by Jeff.
Jeff
Wow.
always has solid ones.
Jeff does, man. Linda Carter, fantastic. All right.
Made my short list.
Oh, it's on your short list. Nice. Good.
Yeah,
I like it.
I had to omit it, though, but yeah, it's on the list.
All right, I'm going to go with my number three. Now, a real backstory on this. So I came out with this, wrote the guys yesterday. My wife's like, I want to hear, who's your three? And I said I had my list. I didn't rank them. And she's like, the one can't be on your list. And I'm like, why? And she goes, you said how I'm taking the question that you wrote your producer, John, Matt, and I put it out on social, and nobody really responded, which I'm really mad at X right now with some of our people that we're friends with, and they couldn't respond to this because I thought this was a good one. She goes, you were like probably a teenager or something. I bet like growing up, and I go, listen, this girl's on my list. If I have a list, she's on my list. And I said, this is a girl that if she'd call me, you probably wouldn't see me for a couple of days, and I'd probably come back. And she started, my wife's she's kind of cool with stuff, and thinks I'm funny at times. So my number three, I'm just going to put her as number three. Vanessa Marcel, 90210. That's my girl.
We'll allow it, but I do agree with your wife. It's a little past, but
I like it. A little 90210 music. All right. Matt gave me crap too off air and said, I agree with Linnea. That shouldn't be, but hey, listen, I said when you're co-host Notebook Wagering and it's your show, you can do whatever you want. All right, Maddie, you're number 3.
Nicole Eggert from Charles in Charge and Baywatch, one of the originals on Baywatch. So super cute, blonde, bubbly. Yeah, pretty easy there for me. All
right. John, you're number 2.
Carmen Electra. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to chime in. John has a theme going here. It's like Hugh Hefner based.
I was going to say, or he just watched Baywatch nonstop.
I think it's
Baywatch is on every second in John's house growing up.
No, I think it's I found my dad's Playboy magazines, and those were all the covers. So that was all pre-internet. That's all the stuff that we had access to at the time.
Okay, a lot of Playboys and Baywatch nonstop. Okay, if he comes up with Hasselhoff next, okay, then we'll talk. Okay, here we go. Jeff's number 2.
He went Heather Locklear.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Damn him! I'll chime in. That was my number 2, Heather Locklear from Melrose Place.
Okay.
I actually like a lot of the cast of Melrose Place, to be honest. I like the blonde with the short hair and the crazy redhead.
Oh yeah, Amber Tiffany or Thorne Smith. Thorne Smith was one.
No, she was my least favorite.
Oh, least favorite. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a blonde with short hair, and I don't know her name.
Oh, Bissett, I think.
That's it. Yes.
She was married to Rob Estes.
Yes.
In real life. Okay. How do I know that? Okay. Don't give me crap, people. I just do. I know that. So that was the show once in 90210 Melrose, of course. All right. My number 2. You know what? Real quick. You should have said Heather Locklear with 90210. You should have said TJ Hooker. That would have been better.
That's true too. Yeah.
Okay. Just want to throw it out. TJ Hooker's just fantastic show. All right. My number 2, Tiffany Amber Thiessen, Saved by the Bell.
Zero beef there, Smitty. Great pick. I tried to go a little different. She's definitely in there.
Classic theme song.
Oh, you know what? I do have to throw one out. My wife came with one. She said, well, if you're going to talk about Saved by the Bell, Zach Morris.
Oh, I thought she would say Slater.
She said Zach Morris. So I said, good for you. All right. Number 1. Let's hear it, John.
Betty White.
Yes. You went with it. Very good.
I'm going to go with Betty White. I think something about that older, what's the word I'm looking for?
Cougar.
Experience. The older experience. That's what I'm looking for.
Good sense of humor. She was funny. Yeah, I like it. All right, Jess.
Heather Thomas? I'm not sure who that is. Heather Thomas.
She was very popular. What was she in though? Heather
Fall
Thomas
Guy?
was
Fall Guy.
Yes.
Fall Guy.
With Lee Majors.
Lee Majors.
She was a hot chick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very good looking. Fall Guy.
Yeah,
We talked Fall Guy when we did the top 3 with the theme songs of songs. Fall Guy was on a lot of people. Yeah. Heather Thomas was on Fall Guy. So yeah.
Badass looking, and then the badass truck. So great call.
Yeah, Jeff. I mean, hey, here's the thing I'm going to say about John's list. I don't know. I'm going to have to go back. Was Betty White ever on Baywatch? Not sure.
Good trivia. It's not out of the question.
I don't know.
I don't know, but you just had that Baywatch theme, John. I was just making sure.
It was between her and Jenny McCarthy, and I figured I'd go with
I like Betty White. I'm glad you went with Betty White. Good job there, John. All right, Maddie, you want to take it, or do you want me to take it?
Go ahead.
I'll take it because this girl was already on your list. So this is the name. Nicole Eggert. Charles in Charge. Great show. She was. I thought she was. Yeah, she was something else. Great movie.
agreed.
Corey, if you ever want to see a great movie with her in, Blown Away with Corey Haim. Fantastic. Great movie. Maddie, what do you got? Number 1.
Daisy Duke, Catherine Bach, back in the day.
Oh. Little shorts.
Little shorts,
Getting
big
Ross,
big roadblocks, and driving around in a Jeep.
Boss Hog, the Burrow's Nest or whatever. Roscoe.
The Hog's Nest.
The Hog's Nest. Roscoe and what was the guy that always liked the other cop that she kind of would flirt and get him all
Roscoe
confused?
And
Cletus.
yeah.
Cletus.
Yeah.
Cletus. Yeah. Great. All right, man. That's top 3. That was fun. That's always a good time. Always a good time. So, all right, man. I got nothing, man. You go out with Betty White, Nicole Eggert battling cancer. So hopefully everything goes well for her. So good luck to her in that battle. And hopefully everything works out for her.
Can I throw a question for your top 3?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Or F, Marry, Kill. Who would, out of your top 3?
My top 3?
Yeah, out of your top 3. Same for you, Matt, as well.
What is it? F,
Marry, Kill. You gotta marry one. You gotta kill one.
Oh, mine's easy.
Go, Matt. I got to think.
All right. F, Catherine Bach. Kill Heather Locklear because she was just a bitch on the TV shows. Marry Nicole Eggert.
Solid. I think I'd get rid of Pam. Probably marry Carmen. And the last one's Betty White.
Wow, you're
Make
diving
sweet
into the
love to
crazy
that
pool there.
beautiful old lady.
All right. Marry Tiffany Amber. F, Vanessa Marcel. I guess kill Nicole Eggert.
Killing your number 1?
Yeah, I'm going to flip it.
Okay.
I was thinking about, I had some reasons. I won't go on air and say the reasons, but yeah.
yeah. That's for text message.
That's for text messages. I can give my reasons. All right, everybody. Thursday night was so much fun again here at Notebook Wagering. Thank you for everybody in the chat, the new people, 4-2 Penguins. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Now we got to get Buffalo to get at least one of those bets to come through tonight. So, hey, everybody, we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a great summer. We're going to have a lot of fun this summer. We're going to be talking sports.
May 2nd. Don't forget, we'll all be here live, all 3 shows live. The theater where our Salisbury Center will be open. Come down and join us. Sorry to cut you off.
No, that's okay. Yeah. Bar's going to be down. It's going to be open. Shows are going to be, I don't know what the order is going to be. We'll figure that out. But the shows are going to be live. People can come in, have some cocktails, have some fun, talk to some friends, and listen to us talk a bunch of gibberish and just have a good time. So, Maddie, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, I hope everybody jumps on the Kings late, just for a little late night fun action.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Knicks are up 21, so let's go. Let's get 2-0 in the NBA tonight.
I'm going to jump in with you when I leave here the studio. So, hey, everybody, thank you so much. Thanks for the newcomers in the chat. Thanks for being here. We appreciate spread the word. Maddie, what do we always say?
Hey, everybody, stay dry out there and bang your bookies.
Thanks for listening to the Notebook Wagering Podcast. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any episodes, and be sure to follow @Notebook Wagering. Until next time.